All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and the men of great millstone. Shalom to the Akim and a few Akwat who may be listening. This is your brother Batagallah from the GMS camp here in Chicago, coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And Lord willing, this be an edifying lesson. Just doing a quick walk and talk on my way back home from the plantation. And spirit jumped on me, so we're going to get right to it. Lord willing, this be edifying. All right. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 50 and verse 21. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. All right. Now, Salaki for that car passing by. Now, the inspiration for this lesson, Salaki, let these cars go by, my bad. Now, the inspiration for this lesson, I was at work, and while I was at work, I'm just looking and paying attention to the surroundings and looking at the individuals, that go and are eating at the restaurant that I work at, which is more of a high-end restaurant. And so, it's mostly heathens and Edomites and shit like that at the restaurant. But, you look at these devils, man, and, they're just carrying on without a care in the world, and these devils really believe that they got away with murder, man. And they really don't believe that anything is going to happen to them. They move about in their daily life with the, just the pride of Esau, man. They Edomites, so they got the pride of Esau. But, and all these other heathens too, because all these other heathens have partaken in this, hell that we've gone through and partaken in our captivity, not just here in America, but throughout all of our captivities. Every nation has had us in captivity at one point in time or another, So all these nations, they think that they've gotten away with treating us the way that they treat us, man. And with the things that they've done leading up to this point. All right. But, even with all that pride and even with the fact that these devils don't think that nothing's going to happen to them, the Lord is still setting us in order before the world, man. Gave us this truth before the world. And that's just a sign that we're getting closer and closer every day to the time that Yahweh Shai comes back and sets this place right. Okay? Destroys America and destroys this society and sets the right, the Lord's going to set Yahweh Shai over everything. He'll be ruler over everything. And then King David will be the king under Yahweh Shai. And everything is going to be right, man. Israel is going to be the power of the earth for the rest of time. And the power in the universe for the rest of time. And you devils and you heathens are going to go into slavery for 1,000 years. You heathens will be given your allotted lands after your 1,000 years is served. And you Edomites will be destroyed. And that's just going to be that. All right. But these devils really believe that nothing is ever going to happen. They don't think that the Lord is going to do anything, man. They think that the Lord is with them. And to a certain extent, the Lord was with them because the Lord set them up to be in rulership at the end of the world. The Lord set them up to be a punishment unto us. All right. But the Lord ain't with them, to be the powers, the power of the universe and to, inherit the kingdom, man. That the Lord is not with them in that. All right. The Lord is giving the kingdom to the Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as you speckled birds who are scattered in the other nations. This Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. All right. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. All right. And see, these devils, they don't have any fear of the Lord because the Lord hasn't retaliated on them immediately. They've been allowed to run rampant for centuries now. All right. But at the end of the day, the day is going to come where their time is going to be up, man. All right. And they're going to have to pay for all of their wickedness. And the Lord was not quick to judge these devils. Number one, because they had to fulfill the purpose that he set them up for. And number two, the Lord is going to be justified in destroying these devils. See, the more and more they did and got away with, the more bold they became. All right. The Elder Uriah always brings it out. An individual, will start off, as a small time thief or something like that, stealing some chips from the store or something. And every time that they don't get caught when they steal something, they become more emboldened to do a greater and commit a greater and greater infraction. All right, to steal something that's more valuable and more valuable and more valuable, until they get caught and have to deal with the consequences. But when the criminal doesn't get caught or isn't punished, they become confident in their ability to escape judgment. All right, but you can't escape Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's what these devils did not account for. This Proverbs 11:21, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. All right, so guess what? You even got Jakes today that are suffering from Stockholm syndrome that want to forgive this devil and allow this devil to get off scot-free. And not only that, but to allow, to continue to be underneath Salakia, to continue to be underneath the wickedness of this devil. Because guess what? Esau hasn't stopped destroying Jake since we got over here, man. And that counts for you Northern Kingdom individuals as well. All right. They just are better at dressing it up now. But these devils have been destroying Jake on a high level the whole time on this side of the world, man. All right. And these Jakes, they want to forgive Esau. And not only that, they want Esau to continue in destroying them. All right. But the Lord is not going to allow it. All right. This Nahum 1:3. Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. Yahweh hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. All right, so these devils are not going to be acquitted, man. They're going to have to pay for their crimes when Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai decide. Well, Yahweh is going to send Yahweh Shai, and then Yahweh Shai will carry out the destruction of this place and the enslavement of these devils through his men. All right. And when the Lord decides that that's going to happen, that's when it's going to happen. But one thing that is 100% is that it is going to happen. And there is no escape for you devils, man. So you can keep being proud. You can keep thinking that it don't matter what has been done to the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the true Israelites of the Bible. You can feel however you want. All right. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to pay for all of those things. All right. So with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai B'Shem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and the men of great millstone. Shalom to the Akim and the few Akwaf who may be listening. Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. Until next time, call me Yasharallah wa Abababal.